All right, boys and girls, this is the last lesson in the Tinkercad series called Let's Learn Tinkercad. This is lesson 5. Let's get started. You can see we're looking at number 1 of 21 up in here in the left-hand corner, and we're using the Align tools and the Workplane Helper. Let's get started. The instructions say just continue to the next step. So let's go for it. I have to close that to get to the button. There we go. Okay, now we're in number 2. It says, now that you know how to group, combine, and duplicate objects, it's time to put things together. Let's do all those things so we can create an actual project. So it says in this lesson, we're going to build a simple castle. And I've told you all about that many times. It says, you will learn all about the Align tool, mirroring, and helper tools. Continue to the next step. Easy, right? We've got 2 of these sections out of the way, and now we're on number 3. Here we go. It says, now, the first tool you will be using is the Align tool, okay? So, up till now, what we do is if we bring an object out on the work plane and we bring another object out, then we have to literally we've been playing with moving them around by nudging them with the arrow keys or just literally dragging them around and putting them in a position by manually putting them where we want on the work plane. But there is a tool, let me delete these. There is a tool called the Align tool that can line things up for us just like that. Just snap your fingers and it's done. So let's learn how to use this, okay? So it says instructions, drag a cylinder and a cone to the work plane, okay? Here's a cylinder. We're going to put it in the, let's just put it anywhere. And it says, let's drag a cone. Let me get myself out of the way here. Let's drag a cone over to the work plane. There's a cone. Let's drag the cone out there. Okay, now it says, let's just leave them out there. It says make the cylinder 30 millimeters tall. So we know how to make this tall. Click that, and then I'm just going to type 30 in there. That's the easiest thing to do. Okay, it's 30 millimeters tall. And raise the cone 30 millimeters off the work plane. So remember, that's this one. Okay, we're going to drag it 30 until that number says 30. Just like that. Okay, now that's step 2. Then it says select both objects. Okay, so I'm going to do band selection. Okay, I'm going to let go. Now both objects are selected. Step 4 says use the Align tool. So that's up here, right there. You see it right there? Top right where it says Align. So I'm going to click it. Now, look what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at these 2 objects with these different handles. Okay, now let's look at how we're supposed to use them. Okay, now it says click the center handle on the X and Y axes. Okay, so X goes across the screen and Y goes back and forth. Z is the one that goes up and down off the work plane. X goes across, Y goes back and forth, okay? So if we click on the middle one for the X axis, that's this one right there. Okay, let me zoom in. This one, let me get myself out of the way. So this one right there, that's the Y axis, that's the middle of the Y axis. Let's click it. And now let's click this one, which is the middle of the X axis. Now watch what happens. Boom. Now my 2 objects are aligned. Look at that. I centered them with the click of the mouse. They're centered on the X and Y axes, which means they're perfectly lined up in the center. Okay, awesome. Let's continue to the next step. I'm going to pause this video here. I'll see you in the next video, okay? Hopefully that went well. Good job. See you.